Let's talk non-physical, non-physical. Let's talk non-physical. Let's talk non-physical. Let us have some spirit talk. Some spirit talk. Let us have some spirit talk.
Okay. So, well, it's up to you if you want to close your eyes or not. I'm gonna close my eyes. Let's practice trying to see with a spherical vision. So basically, when your normal vision is about half a circle, it's almost like 180 degrees. Actually, there are some animals, especially reptiles, that have the eyes pointing to the sides, and they kind of like have almost like a 360 vision, because the right eye sees 180 and the left eye sees the other 180. So like snakes, for example. And also for some other animals, they can turn the eyes even more. So they have like a 360 vision. So anyway, the first exercise, let's imagine a ball, like we are sitting down, right? And the ball orbits around, let's say, our chair. So there is a ball going around the chair, and it starts from the left, from your left shoulder. It goes clockwise to the right shoulder. Then it keeps going, and you see that goes behind your back, and then goes back to the left side. Okay, now we're gonna do 3 turns of the ball, and imagine the ball is red. So the ball starts from the left, and it goes half a circle, then 1 turn. Then we're gonna do another turn all the way 360. And now let's do 5 turns 360 clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's rotate the ball the other direction, counterclockwise. So start from the left. Let's change the ball to blue. So it's a blue ball now. So let's start. We're gonna do 10 turns. So, and we're gonna do full 360 turns of the ball. So okay, we go 1 turn, 2 turns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna use a cube. It's like a block, a cube that is around half a feet on each side. So the cube can be yellow and red. You choose what sides are yellow and red. So the cube is going to start rotating around your chair, starting from the floor and then going up like a spiral. So we're going to do 1 turn and going up, 2 turns, 3, 4, 5. So now it's close to your head. Now we're going to go reverse mode and go counterclockwise till your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now imagine you have fire in a circle around you. So there is a fire, like a firewall from the floor. You see the whole fire. You see the semicircle in front of you, but you also see the semicircle behind you. So you are surrounded by this circle of fire. And now make the fire stronger, And now you can convert that fire into an energy field. The energy field is a whole sphere now. And the color of the energy is like a light cyan color. So it's a mix of green and blue. Now make that sphere larger You're still at the center, and then smaller, larger and smaller. Make it pulsating, large, small, large, small. So when you do large, feel that you are emanating energy. So boom, you do it to all directions. Fash, boom. Okay. Now, let's imagine your astral body and you're sitting down, right? So imagine you rotate. So then you're going to be facing, you're going to turn to your left with your astral body and you're going to turn 180 degrees. So your astral body is going to see in the direction of your back. So your astral body is pointing in the same direction of your screen. We're going to do half a turn and then the whole turn. First we do one. Okay. One turn, the astral body is in the opposite direction. Now we finish the turn, back to the same position. So now we're going to do it 10 times to the left. So it's going to be counterclockwise. So feel your astral body turning, but we're going to do it in half turns. So I'm going to say one, and then, half, and then the number. So we're going to do 10 turns to the left. So counterclockwise. Okay, ready? Half, one, half, two, half, three. Feel how you're turning. Like if you're turning everything goes according to your astral body turning. So now 3, half, 4, half, 5. Let's do the last 5, the whole turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now you're sitting down, right? And your astral body is also sitting down, same position. Now, first exercise, we're going to go up and we're going to be standing with our astral body around 5 feet above our heads. So we're going to go up straight vertical, but we're going to be like 5 feet above our heads. We're going to go up and then we're going to come down. And we're going to do it 5 times. When we go up, we're going to do it faster. When we go down, we're going to go slower. Okay, we're going to start. 3, 2, 1. 1, we go up. 2, slowly coming down. When we slowly come down, it's like we are coming back from an OBE, back to our body, sitting down. Okay, now we're going to do the second one. Jump vertically. You're up there. Okay, now surprise. We're going to be out of the planet, up. Go down 5 feet above your physical body, and now slowly coming back. Now you're going to fly your astral body on top of a mountain. You're in a high mountain, and the surface is way down there. So now we're going to jump. We're going to dive. We're going to jump vertical. We're going to go at fast speed, but at some point we're going to slow down, and we're going to be standing up. Floating very slow. Okay, let's get ready to jump. Okay, now dive. You're diving, you're falling at fast speed. Don't worry about the floor. Don't worry about the surface. You're falling, super fast speed. Now slow down. Now you're floating. Oh my God! When I started floating, I got vibrations now, guys. I got vibrations in my neck, upper spine. Okay, now let's go back to our seat. Astral body, same position of the physical body. Okay, now we're gonna do similar to the one we did before, but instead of going up vertical, we're gonna do a back flip. So we do a back flip, but we're gonna end up straight, like in the same position as before, vertically, like 5 feet above our head. So we're gonna do a back flip, feel the back flip, and then straighten up your body. So when you finish the back flip, you end up still sitting down. But then you stretch your legs and you end up vertical. So your head is gonna go 360 degrees because you're gonna go back and then it's gonna end up pointing upwards. So we're gonna do this 10 times. Okay, back flip. Ready? 1. And then float smoothly. You can go a little more up if you want, higher. Okay, go back to the sitting position. Let's do it 9 more times. Okay, it's gonna be number 2. Second time, go back flip. Up, down. Third time, back flip. Up, down. Fourth time, back flip. Up, down, slowly. 5 time back flip. Up, slowly down. 5 time back flip. Up, down. 6 time. Down. 7 time. We're going faster now. 8 time. Down. 9 time fast. Down. Last time. Fast. Down. Now we're going to do a front flip. And we're going to end up ahead of us with our astral body, like 10 feet ahead of us. So we're going to do a front flip. Go now, front flip. When we get back to this original position, sitting down, we just fly straight. And it's like we cushion our speed with the seat. Okay, we're gonna do 9 more front flips. Number 2. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. 10. Back. Okay, I guess everybody knows how to ride a bike, right? So now your astral body is biking. Is biking going ahead. So you're biking slow. Feel the motion of your astral legs pedaling the bike. This is the rhythm of the pedaling. Now start pedaling faster. Pedal as fast as you can. Keep pedaling and don't stop pedaling. Fast, 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 moving forward. Keep going. I'm gonna tell you when to stop. Okay, stop. Now we're going to turn our seat to the left. So it's going to be in a vertical plane. So you're going to turn so that your head is going to go to the left, then it's going to go down, and then it's going to complete the turn. So we're going to the left, falling. We're going to be upside down after half turn, and then we complete the turn. So your astral body is going to be upside down. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. You're upside down. Now complete the turn. We're going to do this 9 more times. Half and second turn and like that. Okay. Half, you're upside down. 2. Half. 3. Half. 4. Half. 5. You see, when you do the turns, I'm gonna leave the last 5. But when you do the turns, imagine that you have a loose or a big shirt or a loose shirt. So then when you're upside down, the shirt, you feel the shirt follow into your head. And then when you finish the turn, the shirt goes back down. So you're gonna kind of like try to feel. If you cannot, don't worry about it. But try to feel the shirt as you turn and your head is down, covering your head. So ready is gonna be number 6. Half turn. You feel the shirt covering your head. Complete the shirt, the turn, the shirt falls down. So we're gonna do 4 more times. Half. 7. Half. 8. Half. 9. Half. 10. Okay, we're gonna take a break now. So you're gonna mute the ones that were muted. Oh, Joseph, you're there. So is everybody unmuted?
Yeah. Can you still hear the noise?
No, I don't know about now, no. So who wants to go first? What are your thoughts? What happened? Who wants to go first? Well, let's go alphabetically. Well, actually, alphabetically
Okay, so
should be, well, it's Peter, so Arlindo.
yeah, that's right. So shall I start right from the beginning? Imagining the ball going round. That was very easy for me to do. At first, I was imagining, like a hammer throw. I was kind of like spinning this ball around me, attached to like a steel wire, holding on and then spinning slowly, and then I wasn't turning, but then I abandoned the grip, and the ball was just going. For some reason, I found it easier to do like a hammer throw, but then I abandoned the grip, and I wasn't spinning, but I was watching the ball go around me. When he said about the colors, the change from red to blue, that's easy. What I had most difficulty with was doing the flips. Uh, turning is easy, turning that way, going round like that is easy. But when it comes to the flips, for some reason my body tends to go sideways, and then it looks for points of reference around me, like it tries to imagine what would it look like if you were doing a front flip or a back flip. Now, what would be the first thing that you would see as you're turning? The ceiling, and then the you know, the curtains behind me, and you know, the floor. You know, I got really confused, and then at one point, it's almost like I left my perspective, the original perspective, and I had to watch myself doing the flips and then try and enter
That's
the
good.
perspective again. Is it? Yeah. So I was wrestling with it, you know, trying to follow your instructions and trying to do it, but it's like I was wrestling with it at the same time. It's like I was trying to break some kind of you know, like a mental restriction there, you know, in order to. Oh, by the way, when I was pedaling with my astral limbs, you know, like the I could imagine and I could feel my phantom limbs pedaling, because I cycle every day, almost every day anyway. So, you know, I ride a bike. So I was pedaling and I could feel it. That was very easy for me. Um, but when it comes to the actual motion of doing the flips, I don't know if it's because I'm not used to that kind of motion, but I tend to, for that exercise, I tend to look for points of reference. I try to imagine what I would be seeing around me for some reason.
Well, the good
It's so
thing is
weird.
that this whatever I said here is going to be recorded. I mean, it's recorded, and you can play the same thing, and you can do
Yeah,
it again.
yeah.
It
I
has
got I got
two.
the 360 vision, by the way, and the spherical. I could feel it and see it in all directions. Sometimes it, like, vision became localized, like I could see it from that point of view, and then that point of view, and then that point of view. And then when it was the pulsing, uh, it was almost like, for some reason, I've imagined like snowflakes in all directions, like for some reason. And I could see the snowflakes going in all directions, like I was in the middle of this bubble. And it's like I could feel like a sphere around me, all around me. But even easier than that would be the 360-degree turn. I could turn.
One thing I wanted to tell you guys, in my case, I've been doing back flips, front flips for a long time in dreams. And I remember it's something that my non-physical part of myself likes to do. It's like fun. So I've been doing that. So practicing that is like just doing what I used to do. So
Can I just say, in lucid dreams, it's easy for me to do flips, no problem. And I can see, like, realistically, the environment moving over me and under me. And it's like, I can do that very easily. It's almost like it's already there, that like the visual points of reference are already all around me, and they can realistically move
but
around me.
don't
And
worry
then
about
it's not just,
don't worry so much about the points of reference. Focus more on your feeling of your astral body. That's the main thing.
yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not just visual in a lucid dream. It's also like the motion of the body. I also feel that realistically. It's almost like I can even feel a rush of blood to my head in a lucid dream as I'm doing the flip. But when it comes to trying to visualize a front flip or a back flip while I'm awake, I have more trouble with that. And then in my mind, I immediately I tend to look for points of reference to try and make the flipping more realistic. Does that make sense?
Yesterday when I was practicing the flippings, I was able to parallel process. I was able to feel my astral body flipping, and at the same time, I have a parallel imaging of a little guy. It was like a few lines. It was a dark background and kind of like a white contour of a little body that was flipping the same way as my astral body. So I was doing the front flippings and seeing in parallel. So you can do a parallel visual. You
Right.
can even do the two visuals at the same time, but in my case it was more like the visual on the side with the little one, and the feeling of the astral body on myself.
Oh, like a mini me.
It was
like
still
you're watching-
some change of the scenery, a little, but not so much.
I think I'm going to
And
try
what about the shirt when you were upside down? Do you feel the shirt, or did you see the shirt?
I imagine this shirt, like a black shirt.
Yeah, it
And I
has to
could
be a
feel it
loose
as
shirt,
well,
because if it's a tight shirt, you're
I
not
went
gonna
like
fit.
that. Yeah. The shirt went towards my head, just like you were saying. Yeah. So no problems there.
I was
It's
wondering,
just
how can we practice this in the physical? Well, one way would be, I mean, if you can put your leg somewhere, right, and then you go down, you go back like that, and you can let your shirt fall, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like you're doing abdominals, but with the legs, I mean, tied somewhere, right? So you go back and then you go up, and then your shirt comes down and up.
Yeah. I suppose
because you can practice these things physically too, and then you try to do it with the astral.
And then it helps with visualization. Yeah.
I didn't do it now, but I also do surfing. I surf, let's say, to the side till my feet are almost at the level of the side, you mean? So kind of like 90 degrees, and then I go down the other way, and I do the two positions. So because you can surf two ways, right? You can surf with your face to the left, and you can surf the 180 degrees, right, the other way too. So basically, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can do the heels and go like this. You can keep, for example, you can keep the same position on the right side, on the left side, with your head to the left, and do the same thing with your head to the right. Yeah. But you can also switch in both. You can go and switch both.
So my feeling is everything is sort of incremental. I mean, I think that it's one thing for me to like visualize swiveling in my chair, like I'm turning like this or something, you know. But front flip and back flip, I have to go back to like when I was a kid in gymnastics. So it's, but like Arlindo said, I think there's a little bit of a sensory. Like I was starting to get like a little nauseous from all the flipping. So there is a little bit of suggested feeling, but I think that you kind of have to build up. You know, maybe just pretend like your head is moving forward, for example, and then bring your, you know, I'm saying, like, so you start small, and then over time you can visualize maybe bigger and bigger.
Another thing we can try is physically, either on top of grass, or grass I think is the best, or some surface that is smooth. So you roll front and then you roll back. You roll front and you roll back. So you can do it physically like 3 times. You know, you roll front, you roll back, and then stay sitting down and do it with the astral body, because you just did it physically. You follow me? So you do it physically. 1, 2, 3. For example, you do it 3 times back and forward, rolling physically, and then you do it. You stay sitting down and you do it with the astral body. I think by practicing like that, maybe you improve your astral body practice.
Yeah, bit by bit. I'm happy that I've been getting glimpses of the 360-degree vision. I mean, that's coming easily to me, and I can also not just visualize what's behind me, but also things in my imagination. Like, for example, like I can now imagine ninjas doing acrobatics, like what you were saying, Claudio. That inspired me, because
one
now
thing
it's like,
that is nice is big wings on the back.
Yeah.
If you have big wings coming from your back, that is nice, because you can like see the end of the wings to the sides on your back.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And I practice, for example, making the wings bigger and then smaller, bigger. I didn't do that exercise, but that's another one we can do. We imagine some wings and we make them larger, very large, and then very
I'm doing
small,
it
very
right now.
large.
As you're saying, I'm doing it right now, and
Yeah.
and with my eyes open. See, I'm improving, I think. Yeah.
Right.
I don't. Before I used to have to close my eyes, but now, as you say it, I can feel it and I can see it, and
Yeah,
it's
it can be
almost
done.
like I
It
can.
can be done both with
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
open and closed.
yeah, yeah. It's breaking those restrictions that you're used to. You know, it's like the default mode is so limited, but then if you try to go beyond that, it's possible, definitely. And then it just gets easier. It's like, yeah, you know,
But let me tell
it's
you,
almost like it becomes second.
when I was trying, I was trying actually to get out of body yesterday. I didn't get out of body, but I was having so much fun and feeling my astral body so much that it was, I felt successful in a way because I felt my astral body a lot. And I think that by pushing your astral body fast, like I was trying sometimes fast and do it very often, I think hopefully we can get out of body fast at some point. By
Yeah.
keep practicing with the astral body, boom, pushing. It's like you are more sensitive. You can become more sensitive to the astral body than. I mean, in general, we read about the rolling technique, right? But this can become anything you can imagine. You can do a flip, back flip, so many different ways of getting out of body.
The possibilities are limitless.
It's just
But
the
what I
key is
like
to
of
feel your
exercise,
astral body, to feel it.
yeah, you give us some exercises. It's almost like you're coaching us to
Right.
push beyond it. Then it's really
No,
good.
but
It's really
the way
useful.
I started, I was doing it for myself, but I said, okay, this is good for you guys.
Yeah.
It happened yesterday, and that's why
Yeah. Even when you said about the sphere going round us, that helps. That really helps because you can start slowly, and then you can start doing it faster and faster, and before you know it, you start to develop a 360-degree vision. It's amazing. And then you can also turn without turning physically, but you can also start to visualize yourself where you are doing a 360-degree turn. It's yeah.
I think one thing I'm gonna practice is if I am outside and walking, I'm gonna go to an area walking without not paying attention to my left, let's say, and then turn to the right and try to see if I can imagine what is in my back. So without knowing previously exactly what it was there, if I can see a car, a person, some detail of a house. Because I think we can also develop like a fourth eye would be fourth eye,
Yeah.
the fourth
Yeah.
eye
Yeah.
in the back.
A
Because
bit
people
like
talk about third eye,
dreaming.
but you can have more than three, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. You can develop eyes on the back of your head, you know, all, all around, like a god.
Okay,
Well,
well, Michael,
this would be useful for driving, defensive driving. You would know when somebody is behind you.
There's problem with the headphone. But anyways, the first exercise, which involved, a ball rotating around you, I began with a plain ball, no colors, no no definite texture, just a round, ball circle going around. And then when you mentioned the color of the ball to be red, the texture of the ball was now fluid-like, as if the color was moving, though the shape was still round like a ball, but the colors were as though they were alive. And same with when it's turned to blue. And then my astral body took the shape of shall I say, more like a ninja without clothes. It was more or less naked. But all the exercises were done, let's say, very swiftly. The backflip was very precise and swift. I was actually floating while backflipping. After leaving my body, I backflipped like in the sky or in the air. I did a backflip on the air thrice, then stood 5 feet above myself, watching myself down. Then came back to my body, did the same thing. So that was how I did my backflip, and I think it's kind of made me a bit slow, in following your words. The one I enjoyed the most was the paddling. I enjoyed the paddling. That is paddling the bike. Yeah. So that was the most enjoyable exercise. Like I actually feel my leg, my hands, actually paddling the bike. And it was very engaging. And the sensation was quite enjoyable. Feeling your body move without you moving.
Right, because you think of yourself as your astral body, not your physical. We can forget about the physical body and we just keep it there. I think, Peter, this is good for beginners especially, because by feeling, for example, the pedaling I think is probably one of the easiest ones, right? If they can feel the astral body pedaling, I think they might gain confidence of trying to get anything, because they feel, okay, I feel my astral body pedaling. That means I'm making some progress. I think it's very good to give confidence to people that are starting, right?
And also for the exercise that involve, standing on your ceiling, standing upside down, I also enjoy that because I actually feel myself staying upside down. The head of my astral body was touching my physical head somehow. Why upside down? And for the clothes parts, as I told you, I was naked. Like my astral body was physically naked. And we're in our main mission of, feel the clothes falling down to your face. I had to just conjure up a rope.
Well, whatever, yeah. No, in my case, I don't. I see my astral body like a silhouette of energy, but I don't pay more attention to that. I see kind of like little gradients of colors, but not as much. But I care more about the feeling, But that means you have very rich visuals.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Because if you saw your astral body naked, that's pretty powerful.
Well, I think I felt it was comfortable for me, more like an athlete doing exercise, and I felt I was more comfortable in that state for the exercise.
Yeah, for different people, everything works as long as it works for every individual. That's fine. Everybody's gonna change it a little bit to their own comfort.
So my question, Peter, is: have you been doing a lot of these types of visualization exercises, or was this sort of like the first time that you were like thrown into a loop, so to speak, with like bat flips and upside down, but yet you found yourself pleasantly surprised that you were able to do it?
Okay, yeah, this is the first time doing the bicycle exercise. I was only surprised by the sensation. Like it was fun, like as if I was actually riding a real bike. It's been longer I rode the bike though. But doing this, bike exercise was really engaging. And I think it's something I'll do often. And before now, I didn't normally try to raise my astral arms or try to walk out of my body myself before now. Yeah, but this was rich. And there's this exercise I do before. I think that also helped with my whole sensing, where imagine yourself watching yourself from the sky. And you can do it as you go about your work and other things, you know. You're sitting in the room, you might be walking, you might be playing or doing whatever, or reading. But you can actually see yourself doing all those activities like one, you know, omniscient God. Yeah, so I think that is an average exercise I do. But for the bike, this is the first time I was doing the bike exercise, and I think I like this sensation.
Well, some other time that we practice a game, some of you guys can come and do like I did. Use your imagination, use whatever you've been practicing, and you can direct what the rest does, like I
Yeah,
did
sure.
today. Because I
Yeah,
mean, I can think. I mean, you can make me think about things I never thought about.
yeah, I like what both you guys said, because what it tells me is that, you know, when you do like exercises in a book, there'll be like things like, okay, imagine lifting your hand or imagine looking at yourself. And then Claudia, what you're doing is just saying, okay, let's keep going. You know, let's do these other exercises. You know, imagine yourself biking, imagine yourself falling from a cliff. I think everything is like stretching yourself, and it may be that like different people have different experiences that they can relate back to, that they can then project onto their astral body. So for me, it would be sitting at a computer terminal.
One thing that can be added to future similar exercises is, because on these ones was more visual and motion. But for example, we can add more like touch feelings. We can add maybe some smelling, some tasting.
Tasting, yeah.
But I think the visuals and the motion are well, the audio could be cool too. But unfortunately, I'm not that good being awake with audio feeling. I mean,
I think textures and feeling with your hand and your body, I think should be as easy or you know, as tactile as motion. I agree that audio is a little bit trickier, but I think that like if you were to imagine different roughnesses, heat, cold, that kind of thing, I think those are doable.
I was just thinking about boxing, guys. That's for the week. You can practice on boxing. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, hit with your astral body.
Yeah.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Yeah. I've practiced martial arts in
Oh,
lucid
martial
dreams,
arts
but
with your legs
I
too.
don't think I've done a visualization on it. I was going to say, have you guys ever tried to imagine, you know, like really unconventional experiences, or, you know, like synesthesia, you know, like you see a particular shape, or say like a letter, you look at a letter and then you get the taste of seeing that letter, you know, like synesthetes. They tend to get these sensations that nobody else
I can give you a
experiences
letter
in
soup.
their.
I can give you a letter soup. Do you miss those?
Alphabet soup, yeah. You know, I
Alphabet
was
soup.
thinking is what if when you're listening to sound or music, you try to visualize the sound and the music? So that
Yeah,
would be
something
interesting
like
too.
that.
Yeah.
You know, like the stuff that people with synesthesia come up with, and it just sounds so outlandish because they talk about seeing sounds, or, you know, or the other way around. It's like their senses are mixed, and to us it sounds really alien. But I wonder if we can actually imagine something like that, you know. And it just makes me think of, you know, if you take the concept of reincarnation, I just wonder if some people didn't want the usual default mode that everyone else shares, so they decided to have something completely different. I always wonder about that. You know, it's like, imagine like we're trying out all these visualizations, right? And you know, say Claudio's been doing this for 25 years. He's been visualizing all sorts within the parameters of his default mode, but then he tries to push and push and push. And say, you know, God forbid, say Claudio passes away. I'm not wishing that on you, but you come back, you're reborn, and you decide to, because you've had so much experience with your previous perspective, now you decide to come back as a synesthete in order to have other experiences that you couldn't or failed to imagine in your previous life. Does that make sense? Imagine that, Claudia. Imagine you come back as you know, it doesn't have to be synesthesia. You could come back as an autistic person, you know, neurodivergent or something like that. You know, what you
I don't want
you
to
know,
come back. I don't want to come back.
you want to escape the wheel of samsara. Be free.
Yes.
I want to go to some other reality. Anyway,
Nirvana.
let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Well, I think some hermetic magicians that I know, they have that belief that some current masters now had already done some previous work in their past life, and people that have these abilities from childhood, they probably have done some work too in their past life, and so being reborn here, they have a head start over everyone else, coming up. So that's the belief that most have. I don't know if it's true, and something I hope to explore probably in the future. And also mixing senses. People claiming they can see sounds. For me, the only kind of experience I've seen that concerns mixing senses is taste. I could taste emotions, colors, and the lights. I don't know why it happens, but I don't have it most times. And that, I think, that for me, that's only proof that people can actually mix senses. Before then, I considered it bullshit, for now. But when I began testing sounds and colors and lights, it kind of changed my perspective about this kind of things. And also, like Claudio said, I don't want to come back to this earth. I want to be done
Well,
with
that's what I
body.
think now, but who knows? When after I die, I might change my mind. I don't know.
Well, probably. And that's one of my prayers. My wish is to try and complete the great work in this lifetime, so that if I'm leaving this earth. But anyway, apart from that, I have a somewhat transhumanist ideologist. I believe that humans should be immortal, not just astral and mental immortality. I'm talking about physical immortality too. Yeah, I'm kind of in with this guy. Is it Brian also that is into longevity? So if there's a way for me to live longer here on Earth or be an immortal, cool. I'm down with it. But I don't really care about dying anyway. But of course, I would do anything to be an immortal. I'm certain of astral and mental immortality. I know that I can actually achieve astral immortality, live maybe forever or for a very long time as an astral mental entity. But the only form of immortality that's probably concerned now will be the physical aspects. So, and I think with this exercise we do, it just builds our mental capacity more and build our mental faculties.
I think, like I said, you know, it's good to practice all these types of perceived motion to see what works for different people. Yeah, I mean, the biking worked out well for me. I'm getting pretty good at getting something to go clockwise around my head. Counterclockwise, I need to work on. So yeah, no, I think all these are good exercises. But you know, I feel like it's incremental. It just takes time. You have to, you know, you can't expect to become a world-class gymnast on your first try.
Yeah.
Be on it. What about the name Wizards of Oz? Not bad, right? We can make a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, each one of us could have like a single like name, you know, like a superhero name. You know,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
can be Vizard, Mr. Vizard, or whatever you want to call yourself, Claudio, and then we'll each choose our own funny name.